Hi there. Welcome. Come on in. Get yourself nice and relaxed. And how are you today? Okay. Well, tonight I thought instead of falling asleep, we might take a little time instead to relax together. I've a little quiz here for you, if you fancy it. All you need to do is guess the sound. Guess the sound. A quiz of 9 rounds. And that's all the rhyming, I promise. I've been through and selected some of the loveliest sounds that I could think of. Not too tricky, but enough to put your focus here for a little while and forget about everything else. How does that sound? Great. Well, feel free to keep score and award yourself points. There are 45 sounds in all to listen to. And you can let me know how well you do, or you can play along for fun, or you can just sit back and wait for those answers to reveal themselves. Would you like to get started? Fantastic. Well, we've lots of rounds. I'm beginning with retro sounds. We've got some household items to look at, some lovely metallic sounds, sounds from nature, seasonal sounds, cooking sounds, office supplies, your morning routine, and then finally some mystery sounds. There'll be bonus points for those. So let's get going. Let's start with round 1, which are retro sounds. Here's your first sound. Ready? Here we go. I'll grab my pen so I can mark them off as we go. What was that sound? That was flipping through the pages of a magazine. Carrying on with those retro sounds, have a listen to this. What was that sound? Did you say an old rotary telephone? Great. Getting the idea of how to play the game? Good. Keeping score? 1 point for each correctly identified sound. Let me know if you need any adjudication on any. My word is final. Let's get ready for this third sound in the retro sounds section. Ready? Here we go. What was that sound? Well, if you said tuning an old radio, you're absolutely right. Ready for the next? Here comes sound number 4 from the retro sounds section. Bit of an ASMR favourite there. What sound was that? If you said typewriter, you're absolutely right. And the last sound in the retro sound section, and this is one of my favourite sounds. Have a listen. There we go. So, very retro indeed, although still in use today. What sound was that? If you said the needle on a vinyl record, you're absolutely right. And that is the end of round 1. How did you do? Tot up those scores. Just 8 more rounds to go. Feel free to continue playing along. Feel free to zone out and just listen. It's entirely up to you. So we're moving on now to some household items, sounds that you might hear around the house. Here comes the first one. Ready? Another great sound. What was that sound? You said ice in a glass. 1 point to you. Carrying on in that theme, another great sound. I often start my day with this sound. Have a listen. What was that sound? That was a fizzy drink being poured. I am a Diet Coke fiend. Next sound may be lovely to some and crazy annoying to others. What's this sound? Did you say pen clicking? Love it? Hate it? Sound number 4 that you might hear in the household. Ready? Here it comes. It's a very short sound. Here it is again. So what did you hear that time? What you heard was a match being struck. And finally, for household items, a very domestic sound. What can you hear here? Did you say sweeping, sweeping brush, anything like that? Award yourself that point. That is round 2 complete. They're your 5 household items. Take a moment to tot up your score. Add it to the scores from round 1. Round 3 is metallic sounds. Don't worry, they're nice and quiet. There's nothing loud or grating to hear. There are some lovely metallic sounds to be heard. And here's the first one. Ready? Here it comes. So did you say coins, loose change, anything like that? If you did, that's a point. Next, sound number 2. Ready? Okay. What was that sound? Definitely not a household sound, that one. That was clanging chains. Little Halloweeny in my approach there. The next one, sound number 3, is another ASMR perennial favourite. Have a listen. So good, we'll listen to it one more time. So what sound was that? Did you say the lid of a jar? Fantastic. Sound number 4. Ready? Yes, it's that thing I'm always losing. If you said keys, you're absolutely right. And the last metallic sound, the last sound of round 3, here it comes. I'll play that one for you again. What was that sound? If you said a zip or zipper, points all round. And that is the end of round 3. See? I told you those metallic sounds were lovely. Add up your scores if you're still scoring, and you can add those to the scores from rounds 1 and 2. I'll give you a moment to do that before we move on to round 4, which are sounds from nature. Another lovely round. They're all lovely rounds. So, tell me, what can you hear? What was that sound? If you said leaves, rustling leaves, anything like that, that's correct. Here's our next sound from nature. Ready? I could listen to that sound all night. What was that sound? You said a river, a stream, a brook, running water, anything like that. You're absolutely right. Point to you. Next, another big ASMR favourite. I'll let this one run a little longer. Sound number 3, enjoy. I feel bad stopping it there. We'll maybe have that one again right at the end. Did you say rain, thunder, a storm? Points for all of those. The next sound from nature. Have a listen. Ready? So what did you hear that time? Did you hear the birds, bird song, something outdoorsy? Perfect. And finally, sound number 5 for the nature sounds. Something you may have heard in a recent video. Tell me, what can you hear? So what was that? Did you say crickets, chirping, something like that? If so, there's your 5th point for that round. That's the end of round 4, the nature sounds. 2, 3, 4. Hands up if you have 20 points. Gosh, amazing hearing if you do. Next round is seasonal sounds. Spring, summer, autumn, fall, and winter. Let's start with a spring sound. Ready? Here we go. Oh, now that one was a bit of a cheat. I know we've just had something similar, but it was so lovely to not include again. If you said rain, spring showers, April showers, anything like that, there's your point. Moving towards the summer now. What sound is this? Did you say the beach, waves on the shore, anything like that? Great. Into the autumn, into fall, the season we're heading into now, one of my favourites. Spring, then autumn, winter, then summer. That's my order. Have a listen. Did you say the fire, the fireplace, crackling logs, anything like that? Because that's the correct answer. Into winter. Have a listen. Number 4. Did you say footsteps in the snow? That lovely crunchy sound on fresh snow. That is what that sound was. And finally, a little fun sound which often rounds off the year. Take a listen. What was that sound? Did you say jingle bells, sleigh bells, anything like that? Christmas? Point to you if you did. That's the end of round 5. 25 out of the 45 sounds listened to. Keeping those ears busy. Hope you're having fun. Next, round 6. Some cooking sounds. Here's the first one. Tell me what you can hear. What was that? It was certainly chopping sounds. Next, another of my personal favourites. Have a listen. So good, we're going to have that one again. What was that sound? It certainly was a cork coming out of a bottle of very cold Sauvignon Blanc, probably, or whatever. I'm not fussy. Sound number 3. Ready? So that one was a little trickier. Have another listen. That was cracking an egg. Did you get that one? Next, number 4, have a listen. Another great sound. But what was it? Did you say a sizzling pan? Oh, lovely. And finally for this round, sound number 5. And again. What is that sound? If you said saucepan lid, saucepan, lid, anything like that, there's your point. That round was a little trickier. Do you still have a perfect score, I wonder? Round 7, office supplies. Sound number 1. Another ASMR favourite there. I hope you immediately recognised a keyboard. Sound number 2, which you'll often find in the same place as the keyboard. Ready? What was that sound? That sound was a clicking mouse. Next, have a listen. Another slightly tricky one. If you said paper, you're absolutely right. Ready for sound number 4 from office supplies. Here we go. Did you say scissors? It's actually scissors cutting cardboard. Bonus point if you said that. Oh, potentially out of 46 points now. Final sound for round number 7. Ready? Another quick one. I'll play that again. The short sounds are the trickiest. What sound was that? It was a stapler. Another tricky one in there. So, 7 rounds in, 36 points up for grabs at this point. Ready for round 8, the morning routine. Here's sound number 1. The ASMR favourites will come thick and fast in this round. Did you say hairbrush or brushing your hair? Point to you if you did. Sound number 2. Ready? Did you say shaving foam? Point to you if you did. Sound number 3, along very similar lines. Ready? Okay. What was that sound? If you said razor, shaving, anything like that, you're quite right. Point to you. Sound number 4 from the morning routine. Ready? I'll play that one again. If you said any type of spray, deodorant, perfume, aftershave, cologne, anything like that, that's your point. And finally, sound number 5 from everybody's morning routine. Ready? Did you say brushing your teeth? There we go. That's the end of round 8, the morning routine. That's 8 rounds in, 41 points up for grabs. Here's where we start to separate out those who are particularly fantastic at recognising sounds from those of us who are just rather fabulous. What we've got here is a round of mystery sounds, so there's no theme here for you. If you want to tot up rounds 1 to 8 and let me know your score, I'd be more than happy to read those. Or if you're feeling brave, let's have a go at round 9. So before we do that, let's give our ears a quick clear out, ready to receive those sounds. And I would also suggest you do this with your eyes closed. Take away the senses of those eyes so your ears are completely optimized. Close those eyes for me. Wonderful. So now, just relying on those ears. Sound number 1. Ready? Here we go. Did you say a camera? If so, 1 down, 4 to go. Listening carefully, still eyes closed. Here is sound number 2. What was that sound? Did you say some crinkles, some crinkly plastic? If so, that's the second point to you. The trickiest sound of all of them next. Ears at the ready. Here we go, have a listen. Okay, any guesses? This may be where my adjudication is needed, where I need to be the judge. I'm happy to do that, by the way. If you said canvas, tent, camping, anything like that, there's your point. It was the sound of a tent. Very tricky. Sound number 4, keeping those eyes closed. It's a quick sound, so I'll play it twice. Here's the first one. And again. Quite an iconic sound, that one. What was that sound? Yep, if you said lighter or Zippo lighter, that's your point. And the last of the sounds. Eyes closed, sound number 5 of round 9. Here it comes. What was that sound? I'm hoping very much you said Velcro. Open those eyes again. So how was that? That's all 9 rounds and a possible 46 to score because I gave an extra point for something. How did you do? Still adding up, still need a moment to add up those scores. You may have been playing along for fun. If so, I very much hope you enjoyed it. The sounds may have even been so lovely that you fell asleep. And if you did, you'll have to try again another day. Hopefully you've totted up those scores by now. Let me know how you did. I'm interested to see, and also tell me which of those sounds you enjoyed, which were your favourites. You never know. You may hear them again in the very near future. But in the meantime, thank you so much for playing my Guess the Sound quiz today. I hope you enjoyed playing along. I hope you found it relaxing. And I hope that it helped you forget about everything else, for a little while at least. What I'll do now is take a look at everybody's score, mediate any potential disagreements, and remember, as the judge, my decision is final. Take care of yourselves.